Alright everybody, most recently we found a new way to solve quadratic equations, which was the quadratic formula. If we have a function ax squared plus bx plus c, we can solve that equation no matter what just by plugging a, b, and c into this formula. Now we're going to use this formula to analyze the function just a little bit more, using the discriminant. And the discriminant is the stuff inside the square root. So the discriminant would be b squared minus 4ac. And this discriminant describes the type of zeros we have. So there's three scenarios here. We can have b squared minus 4ac being bigger than 0. Then we'll have two real solutions. And think back to when we were graphing. If we have two real solutions, that means it crosses the x-axis at two specific spots. Now if b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, then we're going to have one solution. And if there's one real solution, that means the parabola is going to touch the x-axis, then turn right back up. So it won't cross it. It'll just touch it and then go back up. Now if b squared minus 4ac is smaller than 0, that means we'll have two non-real solutions, which basically means the parabola is going to come down but never touch the x-axis at all. Alright, we were given this equation. We want to describe the nature of the zeros using this discriminant. So first, we're going to want to set this equation equal to 0. So first I'm going to add 10 to both sides. And now we can use our discriminant to describe the zeros. My discriminant was b squared minus 4ac. So my b term is negative 3. Negative 3 squared minus 4 times 9 times 2. 9 minus 72, which is negative 63, which is less than 0. So that's going to tell us that we have two non-real solutions. So if we were to graph it, I'm not asking you to graph it, but if we were to, it would look something like this. That's just a generic graph. It's just not going to cross the x-axis. Now let's try another one. We have 4x squared equals 8x minus 4. So same idea as before. We want to make sure the equation is equal to 0 first. Now that we have that accomplished, we can use our discriminant. b squared minus 4ac, so b squared would be 8 squared minus 4 times negative 4 times another negative 4. Oh, neat. 4 times negative 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. No, negative 64. Oh. So it's going to equal to 0. So that means we have one real solution. And that's all it's asking us to do. It's just describe the nature of our zeros. So if it's positive, there's two real solutions. If it's 0, there's one real solution. And if it's negative, there's two non-real solutions. Alright, for homework I want you to try out these problems. It's just describing the nature of the zeros, just like the last one. So if the discriminant is positive, you have two real zeros. And if the discriminant is negative, you have two imaginary zeros. And if the discriminant is equal to 0, you have one real zero.